Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do a future singles love story. I want to see what is going to happen in the future with all of the singles who have been watching my channel and trying to align to love. Is this, I don't know if it's going to be a past love or a new love. And if you notice in my readings, I don't really like to focus on past or new, because each one of you guys is going to be a different story. And I also don't want you guys passing up new love for someone who is old. Now, I will tell you if this is an old person, but I will also set you up as a just in caser for a new person, because, the chances of an old person working out a lot of the time is slim, like very slim. All right, so keep that in mind, Spirit. Please show me singles' future love. Show me their future love story. What can they expect? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so, Jesus, you got 3 cards right off the bat. We've got chopped wood, okay, serendipity, and blessed. Listen, guys, it was not all for nothing. It was not all for nothing, okay? With the chopped wood, this is about just being. This is about staying grounded. This is about, preparing. I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like it was like cleaning up your side of the street. We always come in with our own baggage, right? We come into every single relationship. We have our baggage. They have their baggage. And I feel like, where you're at right now is cleaning up that baggage. It's like, and then also learning to meditate, learning what's most important in our lives. It's like you're clearing out the clutter. I see that broom there, and it's like sweeping out, and sweeping down the cobwebs of all the things that we have been collecting throughout all of these years in relationships, and just cleaning up our side of the street is what I see. And, clearing out the home, getting rid of anything that reminds you of the ex. For some of you, this could be like, old remnants you had, old pictures you had, clearing out your Facebook profile page. This could be about, cleaning up, making sure you go through the closets, and if you find something that maybe they gifted you, maybe you re-gift it or you throw it away. It could be old pictures that you had been holding on to, in your closet, right? So it's going to be very, very important that you utilize this time and the time before you, if you are able to look back and be like, okay, I'm clearing out the clutter within my own self and all the pain and the sadness, because you look at this card and then you look at where you're going to be headed and look at the color contrast. It's almost like it's been so dark and dreary and just bland, and you've been feeling that, feeling stagnant almost, even because you think about this stick, it's like, I'm just stagnant, like there's nothing going on. That's how this energy feels, is a lot of stagnancy. But even in that stagnancy, it teaches you a lot about yourself. It helps you, I really feel that it's so important that we stand alone for a while after a relationship. Because if you aren't willing to stand alone and all you do is just jump from relationship to relationship, all you're doing is recreating the same scenario, just with different players in the game. So when you actually take the time out and you go dark for a little bit and you just sit in just being single and work on your business and work on your own mental and emotional and spiritual health, and you're out there meeting new people and you're going on adventures, that's what you should be doing with this time. And I feel like for a lot of you, that kind of takes a segue into the next card. I almost feel like that is what has gotten you to this next card with the serendipities, is because you have sat in your feelings. You've sat in all of that. And now it's like, okay, I'm ready to go out and do something new. And I feel like that because of that, you're ascending. You're ascending to higher frequencies, higher vibrational relationships, people who are actually in that ascension with you. the other people were trying to drag you down and keep you stuck. And, these people, I mean, these are two totally different cards. Look at the contrast of both of these. This one's stuck and stagnant. Even the colors are very bland. It actually, like, my stomach tenses up even looking at this card. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. But with this one talks about, like, paying attention to signs and synchronicities and going where you're feeling guided, to meet new people, and it's funny because at the bottom of the deck here, we've got co-create. This is about co-creating with other humans. It's like when you singles are out there, and you are working in your community and you're building with others and, you're creating something after. Look at what's behind the co-create card. We've got the regeneration. So that tells me that there has been a major transformation when it comes to your relationships. And now it's time for you to put yourself back out there. You've been incubating in this space for a very long time. And now I think it's time for you to put yourself out there and co-create and pay attention. You could be being guided. Okay, well, I'm going to go volunteer for this group. And in that volunteering, I meet these people. And then doing that, you stick with it. And all of a sudden, all these other things start opening you up to all these new experiences where you're really putting yourself out there. And all of a sudden, it's like that takes you towards what you've been asking for all along, is that blessing, that final blessing of, like, God. And it's almost like for a lot of you, you have felt like, God's spirit has just forgotten about you. You haven't been forgotten. I can honestly tell you, you have not been forgotten. It's taking you a while because the right person has to be prepared, because the two of you have a journey on this earthly plane. There's a mission that the two of you have to do together. And this other party has to be also aware and cleared out of all of their stuff. They have to clean up their side of the street too. It's not just you. If they've got exes lingering around, or, they've got too much work and not enough time, all of those things is going to be very important. They have to make time for the things that are important to them. And that goes for you too. If you're sitting around saying, hey, I want a relationship, but you don't have time, what do you want a relationship for? Just to have whenever you are bored or have nothing better to do? You have to make time. For me, I used to work like 4 or 5 jobs, I never had time. And then I'm like, God, if I ever want a relationship, like, I have to really free up space for that to be able to implement that individual into my life, into my everyday routine. Because I can't allow another person to just feel like, okay, well, I guess not again. Oh, you have to, cancel our plans again. Like, you have to make time so that you can also co-create with this individual, because this individual and you are going to be a force to be reckoned with. This is a blessed union between the two of you. This is a very blessed union between the two of you. So what Spirit is asking you to do, number 18, which adds to a 9, is 9s are all about perseverance. Continue to persevere. Continue to go out. Continue to volunteer. Continue to go out in your community. Continue, talking to people and going where you're feeling guided. Going into that new grocery store. Trying out that new coffee shop. Going to that other town that maybe you've been feeling called to go to, but you just haven't. You never know who you're going to meet, but you have to pay attention to the signs, the serendipities, the synchronicities. It's all the universe's way of integrating our lives into one another. And it's like, it's so funny when the universe wants us to meet someone. It goes out of its way to conspire to bring the two of you together. It will bring you across oceans to meet the people that you are supposed to meet. That's why I always say, there's an entire world waiting for you to show up and would be highly disappointed if you didn't. That breakup that you experienced in the past is only to get you into the position so that you can you think, wow, I'm tired of my life here. I've dated what there is. I like it's slim pickings here. The jobs I've already done and nothing feels exciting for me. And then all of a sudden you put you put it out on the, across the wires, on the World Wide Web, you put on your Indeed resume, and next thing you know, boom, you're picked up by somebody in, a completely different state or country or wherever. And all of a sudden you start meeting new people while you're there. But your soulmate, in the meantime, the person that you're supposed to meet, is also going through and having to clean up their shit and getting rid of their ex and, and getting rid of like all the baggage that they've brought in, that emotional baggage and the trauma and everything else. But this is a blessing. Look at that. You got a 4-leaf clover right next to blessed. It's going to feel as if you have won the lottery. It's going to feel as if you've won the lottery. Like singles, this is not all for nothing. And if you're willing to go through the stagnancy, because, you do have 2 4s here on bookends. And it's funny how I talked about, 4s earlier. But listen, 4s can be stagnancy. It can be boring sometimes, even in a relationship. So you have to learn how to be bored with yourself. Sometimes it feels boring, but that's when Spirit's like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? Go out, find something exciting. Don't wait around for a partner to give you that excitement in life. We want stability. Yes, this person, the two of you guys are going to bring stability into each other's lives. Emotional stability, not just physical stability on the material plane. This is actually moving in together, and maybe that's why you're being asked to clean out the fucking closet, clear out that nightstand, start moving some furniture around, start, work on your feng shui. Do you have room for this other individual? Do you have room for them in your heart? Or are you still holding on to, hope that this person's going to come back and save you? Nobody's coming to save you. That's the truth. So, sometimes a leopard never changes its spots. And you have to decide on whether or not you want to co-create with somebody like that, or if this person is going to keep you stuck. For some of you, you guys can work through this. For others of you, it's an absolute fuck no. And you know who the absolute fuck no's are. So just, you just don't have anything in common anymore. There has to be reciprocity in a relationship. We have the number 42 here. 42 adds to a 6. 6 is about reciprocity, giving and taking. Not just one person giving and leaving the other person with nothing. At the end of the day, you look at this card and it's so bland because there's really nothing in it but a broom. There's not even color. The color has been swept out of it. So for some of you, this old relationship, it's lost all its luster. The luster was gone. The excitement was gone. I think all of a sudden we're just co-creating in life. But we forget that there's also, we need those colorful times that make these times bearable. We need to continue to remember to court one another, to fall in love every single day. Instead, we get comfortable in relationships. We get so fucking comfortable in relationships, and it's like, that's what this is teaching us. We need more excitement. We need more freedom. People want more freedom in relationships. They don't want to be squeezed out. No, you can't do this. You can't go there. because of somebody else's insecurities, that's not going to fly anymore. People want security in relationships now, and these singles here are only going to accept what brings them that security. So anything that is not that, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is coming from the universe. If the universe sees what this person's intentions are, regardless of whether or not they're cute and you think they're sweet and whatever, the universe knows their intentions. So do you really think that the universe is that stupid that it got it wrong? That it took that person out of your life? No. The universe is pretty freaking smart. The universe is pretty wise and loving. When it comes to matters of the heart, the universe has its hands all over the relationships. That's where it's a major active participant in relationships. But at the end of the day, it doesn't get it wrong. But then you got sometimes star-crossed lovers that, have to be separated so that they can see what this person brings to the table and realize that this person really is their wish fulfillment and is their blessing. But sometimes you never know what you got until you lost it. But even, it's almost like I hear that saying, someone once gave me a box of darkness and I had to come to realize that too was a gift. And sometimes you have to go through that. And I'm not saying you're in a dark space and, that kind of stuff. I think for some of you, you're hoping that, the two of you guys, you and someone from the past can get back on, and work things out. For others of you, that this breakup was a blessing. And you're able to, I feel like, hear your highest self now. You're able to really tap in. And it's like you understand why things had to happen the way that they did. As much as you didn't like it, because, on the earthly plane, we don't like it. But on a spiritual plane, we understand. That's where you've grown. Is when you can go, all right, Spirit, I know you have my best interest at heart. Even though this hurts, I'm going to leave that here, you guys. I actually see that for some of you, you got to let this all go and see the blessing in this, and know that your blessing is coming. It really is coming. Just pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Every one of you is going to be a different time and space when you meet up with this new partner, but you're on your way. You are on your way. And this is, like I said, not all for nothing. I keep itching my eye all of a sudden too. So I feel like there's something that you're just not wanting to see or something you're not seeing yet. And that's why you're wanting to control this. But Spirit is saying, clean up, get ready. Sweep out whatever needs to be swept out. Get it all going. Because I feel like by the 2024, I feel like things are going to be a lot different. So, I love you guys all so much. Take care.